So this was from a long time ago, probably 2011 or 2010 or something like that. And he wrote, he most of his stuff was always in the internet marketing space. His affiliate products he promoted. I do think he's got other products or other niches out there as well. But what I did was go through and really break down his what worked from his site so that I could reverse engineer it and include the same psychological and persuasive aspects on my sites without having to tell the story. So all of his sites revolve around him and his experience in the niche and how it, he's telling it from his own personal point of view. I want to be able to get people to land on the site and get them to buy in a niche that I have no prior experience or expertise in. So everything that you're seeing on these sites or on these pages of his, everything in red is my markup. So you'll see, a lot of what he does is telling a story, but truthfully, you don't need to. So all of this story is, I don't want to say it's a waste of space because it does add value to the reader and it's a bit entertaining, but people are there for one reason and they're selfish reasons. They care about themselves. They want whatever it is that they're interested in, whether it's a desire they want filled or it's a solution to a problem. They could really honestly care less about how your morning went. And, that may add to the story and the selling a little bit, but it's not enough to make that much of a difference. So if you see something in red on these pages, it's required. In my mind, it's required. So that, like here he's showing proof that he purchased the product. You can show somebody proof that something works or that something will fulfill their desire or solve their problem without showing them a receipt that you purchased the product yourself. So that's the whole difference between what he does and what I do. I learned all of the pre-selling stuff from him, and he's awesome. I've learned so much from him. I owe him tons and tons of money because I've made tons and tons of money from it. But I want to be able to be in niches that other affiliates aren't in because they can't tell similar stories like he does. He's telling stories in marketing niches because he's got, experience in marketing niches, and that's totally cool. I want to be able to be in other niches and get the same results without having to deceptively tell a fake story and pretend like I am a beekeeper and I only became I only started this $100,000 a year beekeeping business or honey business. I don't even know what it is, by purchasing this product, and I have to show a receipt. That's not the case. You can show proof in other ways than just showing somebody an email receipt. And that's really what I'm covering in this coaching program. How to step by step build these pages in basically a templated format to where you can say, okay, I need to add a little bit more desire in this spot. Let me go over here and look at this research, and I need to find something from this research that will add more desire. And again, I'm just like shooting from the hip here, but I'm going to show you how to do all of that. So it's basically going to be like you find desire on the sheet, you go over and, okay, I need to look for this, and this. If I have this, I can go copy it, paste it, and then change it around a little bit so that, it makes sense and sounds good. You can't just pop in a quote and expect it to flow okay. you are going to have to make a little bit of a transition between different sections, but it is going to be a very templated process. So again, everything that's in red is required and can be replicated without having to have experience and expertise or having to tell a story. So that's page 1. You click the link, you can go to page 2, and the same thing. So you got useful content, credibility and authority, choosing a side, so kind of a contrarian type thing. And this is big too. So eliminating other options for people. So let's say you're in the weight loss niche and you want people to get on the whole keto diet bandwagon. You want to tell them why Atkins doesn't work and Mediterranean diet doesn't work and the 21-day, the flat belly fix doesn't work, and all of these other diets don't work. You want to eliminate all the other options so that by the time they get down to the end of the path that you're leading them on, the only option they have left is yours. And it's super simple, guys, to do this stuff. Again, when you stand back and look at these pages as one big, huge project that you have to do, it's very, very, it's very scary. But when you start at the top and you say, okay, I've got to do step 1, make sure I've got my navigation so I can give them a sense of control. Step 2, I need to add relevance at the very top of the page so that they know when they land on the page, they know without a doubt they're in the right spot and this page was meant for them to read. Step 3, you want to start with an open loop so that it builds a little bit of intrigue and curiosity so it gets them to continue reading. Step 4, build a little bit of a desire. Again, you're not doing any of these steps on your own. You're not dreaming up this stuff. You're taking your forum research and you're coupling it with my template, and I'm going to give you a bunch of different examples of how you can take your forum research and copy it into a couple different templated versions in each of these spots. So you're not starting from scratch. You're not writing sales copy. You're basically building a puzzle one piece at a time until you get to the end and you've got yourself a complete 3-page site. Now, you're probably thinking, well, this is going to take me way longer than 30 minutes to set this up. Setting up the page itself is nothing. You're copying and pasting stuff. The biggest amount of work is the research. Once you've got that research, you're pulling from that research all day long. And by the end of it, you're going to be an expert because you're going to know more about the niche than the people who are going to the forums and asking for help. So this is the end of the page 2. And he's starting to introduce a solution and connecting the dots, kind of like, hey, if you've read up to this part and it resonated with you, you're basically going to want to keep reading, and you need to open another loop, build intrigue and curiosity so that you can get them to click to the next page. Each one of these is a micro commitment. If I've clicked the first one, my chances of reading the rest of the entire thing and opting in go way up. If I click the second one, my chances double even more. If I get to the third page and I keep reading, the chance of me opting in are 80–90%. So at the top here, you're continuing that conversation from the last page and closing that loop. So right here, he opened the loop. There's a killer strategy he explains and teaches really well, the micro brand, and then kind of leaves you hanging. That's what an open loop is, when you leave somebody hanging. Think about the series Lost. Every single one of those episodes ended with a cliffhanger. That's an open loop. Yeah. Continue the conversation, start to close the loop, and then you're really leading it into the call to action. So you're starting to build up more desire and priming them to take action. So like he's saying, I'm not going to give you the answer. I'm not going to give you the answer here. That's building desire for the answer, saying that it's really takeaway selling. And you're priming them to get to take the action you want them to take. And then this one is another important one. Tell them what, but not how. So I will say this, the answer is about creating a micro brand of your own, which has its own audience, an asset you own, have influence over, and control. So that is the answer. And he tells you what the answer is, but not how to do it. So to them, that still feels like content, useful content. You're still telling them what, but in their mind, it's leaving it unanswered. As in, okay, cool. I know what now, but now I got to figure out how. And the how is the action that you're really getting them to take. And he goes on, this is all building desire for really what he's doing is giving away a bonus if they purchase the affiliate product through him. Not necessary. It does, it adds a little bit to your conversion rate, but I don't ever do bonuses personally. It just takes too much time managing it. And what I've did was take what I learned from how he uses the bonus and turn that into taking action on, or turn that into building the desire to take the action. So instead of building the desire for this, I build the desire for the product. So he finishes it off with adding some credibility and authority to the guy who's selling the actual product. And then this is a paragraph that transitions into the call to action. And then again, giving them even more reason to take action, also closing the loop here. And the button is the call to action. And then the words on the actual button are actually extremely important, letting them know they can fulfill their urge to read the guide immediately if they take action. And a lot of people kind of overlook that. It seems obvious, but it's one of those unconscious type things. So I will include links to these PDFs with my notes on them. I've had this for a while because this is when I was kind of breaking down what he was doing and reverse engineering it to try and figure out on my own. But yeah, you can see 2011 was the copyright at that time.